Good evening. How are you? Let me just get me up here. Good evening, Facebook. How are you? This is my weekly personal page live. And tonight we are talking. Right. Well, tonight is off the back of a little realization I've had today. So I am on day. Do you know what? I've actually lost count. Yeah, that's it. I'm on day 104. I thought it was like 104 the other day, but I miscounted. So tonight I'm on around the early 100 marks of my 365-day life challenge. And I also say hi if you're coming on. If first time you've seen me, say hi so I can say hello to you and give you a shout out. If you know me, then say hello as well. I'm just going to get this up so I can see the comments. Oh, no. Oh, God, I always do that. I hate that. Anyway, ignoring me. And also, I have lost a stone and 2 pounds. And also, I have planned out the last couple of 2 or 3 months of my business and nailed everything. Now, I'm not saying there wasn't some, mishaps and mistakes along the way. However, my point is that, hi, Debbie, is that I used to be somebody who would class themselves as undisciplined, disorganized. I still have my moments, don't get me wrong. Undisciplined, unorganized, no follow through, lacked commitment, always late, bit dizzy. I would class myself, hi Tracy. That's how I would describe myself. But the truth is, it's not the truth. It was the truth because I made it the truth. So, one of the massive upshots about personal development for me is what you realize is that some of your behaviors are just a symptom that something else is going on. Does that make sense? Let me see. Hi, Nikki. How are you? I have to look on here for comments because I can't see them on here. So, when you're growing up, your insecurity, your lack of confidence, your various different experiences that happen lead to you being a certain way. And if we're not careful and if we don't continue to grow and continue to challenge ourselves, we get stuck in the rut of the BS bullshit. I was going to say it. We get caught in the bullshit that we've made up. And the worst people for confirming this is us. So I want you to think about, what do you say about yourself to other people that is not good and that reconfirms and reaffirms, that reaffirms your stuff. For example, a friend of mine and me, but a friend of mine used to, you are so not that now, you are the most disciplined people I know. Thank you. See, I'm going to say thank you for that. Because that wasn't always the case. So one of my friends, if she's watching this, she'll know who I'm talking about, was always late. And I used to be like that too. But this person in particular, we used to talk about it quite a lot. So she was late quite a lot. So people would mock her about it. They would, we'll ask her to come half an hour early. We'll say it's half an hour earlier than it is because she'll be half an hour late anyway. It was that kind of scenario. So if you're one of those people, give me a heart. And so she was one of those people. And I was as well, sort of. But not quite to the extent that this person, it became sort of part of their identity. Like it was, she's always late. She's always late. And so when she did try to, because what she understood and what I understood from my stuff like that is that my lack of discipline came from a lack of belief. It came from me not really believing that I was worth it, whatever I was trying to do, whatever I was trying to stick to achieve, I'm not really worth it. I won't do it anyway. The internal dialogue was always, well, you'll give up anyway, so what's the point? I'll go on, we'll try again tomorrow, all that. So when it becomes part of your identity, hi Jenny. I pull myself down to make people better. I've stopped since joining you. Yay! I pull myself down to make people better. Yes, yeah, we do that all the time, and it's so stupid. So, for instance, we would say, I'll probably be late anyway, so, don't worry about it. And we sort of affirm to the people. So we think, well, we'll say it first because then they don't get to say it. Or you'll say, I can't do that. I'm just not that type of person. Like, I'm just not very good at X, Y, Z. And the worst thing is that once we hear it enough, and it usually doesn't come from anyone else, a couple of things happen, and then we notice it in ourselves, and then we start to use it like as a sort of self-deprecating thing. I won't follow through. Don't involve me because I won't commit, or I won't get involved, or I would do it, but there's no point wasting the money because I won't follow through. Oh, okay. And everyone just accepts it. And then it becomes part of your identity. And then you can only live in alignment with who you believe you are. But we're the ones doing it. So I want you to think about, what do you say about yourself that isn't serving you, that's only true because you keep affirming it to yourself, and is only true because it used to be true because, or maybe you're not even at that stage yet. Maybe you've got something, maybe you are like a late person, or you're somebody who wouldn't put themselves forward for something, or you wouldn't try something because you're too frightened of failure, and so you make excuses for yourself, or you'll go, oh no, because I'll get anxious about it, because and I'm not saying that anxiety isn't real, because I know it is, but there is a tendency to use that word to mask fear, in the sense that I'm frightened to do it, so it makes me feel anxious, because the anxiety is just the fear of. And I'm not talking about clinical anxiety, panic attacks and that kind of thing. I'm talking about us using language to let ourselves off the hook from pushing ourselves to do something that ultimately would grow us. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about, what are you saying? What do you say to other people about yourself that isn't serving you, that is keeping you stuck in a place that you're not actually that happy with? And how often do you say it? Who do you say it to? And do those people now use that as something to describe you? Hi Mel, how are you? Hey Emily, lovely to see you. So yeah, because what I've realized is that it's bollocks. Like, one of the things that I was really interested in is that when I started working for myself, you have to be self-disciplined to work for yourself. Like, it would be really easy to just put Netflix on and sit in front of the TV and mong out all day. I never do that. I could get up, I go to work. Like, I go to work and I work all day until the kids finish school. So I don't see it as self-disciplined anymore. It's just what I do. Whereas when a lot of people went on furlough and they were really struggling with that side of things, or they were really struggling not to go to the fridge every 2 minutes because they were at home and near the fridge, I suddenly started to think, actually, I have become a really self-disciplined person, but I was still hanging on to the narrative and the story that I wasn't that disciplined, and that I had to really. But when I look at what I do now and how I am, and the stuff that comes naturally to me now, it is the complete opposite to how I used to be. But what I'm saying is that how I used to be compared to how I am now, is the only difference between those two people is the story I tell myself and the belief I have that I can follow through and do something because I have proof. So the title of the live was, I can't remember what I've called it now. Anyway, it was like, what bullshit story are you telling yourself that's holding you back something, and how to change it? So how we change it is awareness, obviously, always the first thing. If you're wondering what I'm holding, it's a little bit of citrine. Do you know this? It reminds me, it's a crystal, this is crystal. It reminds me of, in Superman, when they put in fact, let me get you my big one. Hang on a minute. Let me see my big one. Back of the chair. Look at this. Look at that. Isn't that just the prettiest thing you've ever seen? In Superman, when the old original Superman, when they put the crystals, look at that. Love it. In the thing, that's what that reminds me of. That's why I've got it. Anyway, so obviously awareness is first. So you've got to notice, what am I, and late is a really good one. Oh, I'm always late. I've never got enough time. I can't fit stuff in. I haven't got time in fact, I've hit the nail on the head there. I haven't got time is the biggest one everybody says. Oh my God. Oh, I thought it was raining. Somebody's having a shower. I haven't got time. Like, give me a heart if you say that. Hey, Emma, give me a heart if you say I haven't got time. Or give me an emoji if you constantly say I haven't got time. And for those of you that are rolling your eyes going, but I haven't got time, you especially. I haven't got time is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it is incredible how much time we have when we don't spend half our time saying, I haven't got time. I used to say that I cannot focus on my health and wellness and my business at the same time and give it the same amount of attention. I can't do those two things together. That was what I used to say until very recently. I learned a planning process that has changed my life. Thank you, Melanie and Leah. And now I have time to do my workout every day. I have plenty of time to do my work, and I have spare time. Because using the process that I use, I don't have to think. I don't spend half my day thinking about what I have to do because I know it's planned out and I get to do it. So we have to change the narrative. Emma, I've got your back, girl. We'll sort it. I'm the opposite. I can't be late. I get panicky if I'm late. My palms get sweaty. It's a real problem. Now, that's, there's two sides of the same coin. So, but the point is that is just as a nightmare as being late, because it causes you anxiety. So there is something in your narrative, there's something in your story that creates a real anxiety around being late. It'd be interesting, Nikki, to do some digging around what that is. I'm the same. I'm always early. I panic. Also, hey, beautiful Candice. Oh, hi. Also, what's interesting, when I did my NLP training, they did this really weird thing where everyone has a different timeline, right? Okay, we all have a different time, just the way we see it and feel time. And they did this thing where they shared, they changed our timeline, like unconsciously. And so me and Zoe, my friend Zoe, were always the last in the room. So it would be, and they used to have, she'd unconsciously, without telling us, set this sort of alert. And in one of the hypnotherapy parts of the process, they had imprinted this: when this sounds, you come back to the room. So this sound would happen after the break, and it would always be me and Zoe. We'd sort of like saunter back in, with a cup of tea and a biscuit, and sit down, and all the, can't be late people would sort of be sat there, ready to take notes. And they changed it. And I suddenly, when I was at the break, heard this. I didn't even hear it. I just automatically felt like a little bit anxious. I was like, oh, it's nearly break's over. We've got to go and sit down. So I made sure my drink was ready. I got my biscuits and I went and sat down, and I was sort of first sat there. And then the girls that were normally sat there ready and waiting came sauntering in. I found myself being irritated by it. I was like, it's all right, just saunter yourself in, just sit yourself down, you know, whenever you're ready. And then they told us what they'd done. And I was like, that is weird. They had to put it back, like, and I was like, can't you just keep it there? But actually, both had issues, like both had problems. So that's really interesting. But it's interesting to find out where that comes from. There'll be something going on with you, early people, especially if there's anxiety attached to it. Anyway, I'm going off topic. So we have to change our dialogue around this rubbish we keep saying. So I can't, you know, I'm always late, or I haven't got time. All these things that actually aren't serving us, we need to be aware of them and then change our language around them. Because even saying, I have plenty of time today to get everything done, how different energetically does that feel? So much better. So I have gone from somebody who's undisciplined, disorganized. I used to call myself a serial procrastinator. That's how I would describe myself. So the ultimate point of this video, of this live, is to, how are you describing yourself that doesn't serve you? Because, and knowing that you will only ever act in alignment with who you believe that you are. So if you want to take steps to change it, and I'm not saying it happens overnight, and I'm not saying it doesn't take some work, like some of the things that you describe yourself will be linked to past stuff, will be, you'll feel, there'll be an unconscious activity. But awareness is key. So how are you describing yourself that's not serving you, not doing you any favors, and keeping you stuck? Karen Watt, that's me, a serial procrastinator. Now, I know Karen well enough to know that it's not about she's a procrastinator. There are reasons why she doesn't want to do the things. So we describe ourselves based on the symptom, based on the behavior. But the truth is that the behavior is just a symptom of a problem that just needs awareness and addressing. Because once you've addressed it, you are not lazy. You see, this is a perfect example. Karen, I'm singling you out. This is a perfect example. So if you describe yourself as a lazy procrastinator, guess what you're going to be? Because we will only live in alignment with who we believe we are. So we have to change the language about it. I'm not lazy. I'm choosing to take some me time. Shaming and blaming, absolutely. Because then the compound emotion of that is, I'm not doing this because of something, whatever. So I'm going to label myself as this, and then I'm going to beat myself up about it. Like nothing productive, nothing joyful comes out of that scenario. Like nothing. So I want you to just take some time, be aware. Like Karen's done it live in the comments. I'm lazy, I'm a serial procrastinator. No, you are not. You are not. And if we're going to change how we behave, we have to change how we speak about ourselves. In turn, that will change how we feel about ourselves, and we will take action based on how we feel. Now, I describe myself as someone who's self-disciplined, motivated, action taker, and high energy. So I act that way because that's who I believe I am. But I haven't become a different, well, I haven't really become a different person. I have just unlearned. So I put a post yesterday, it's not necessarily about becoming her. It's about unbecoming. And this is perfect, actually. How funny I ended up talking about this. You are unbecoming lazy. You are unbecoming a procrastinator because you've only become that based on your beliefs, ideals, thoughts, feelings, beliefs about who you are. We have to unlearn those things because the truth of who you are is powerful and motivated and incredible and amazing and wonderful. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm going to go because I have got a live to listen into of my own, which I'm really excited about. And so I'd love to hear how you describe yourself. So feel free to make comments in the comments. Follow Karen's lead. Just write out what you say to yourself that doesn't serve you, doesn't make anything productive, and leads you to shame and blame yourself, and then become aware about it, and then start to change your language around it. And if you want more support with doing that, then I would happily do that in my free group, The Ever Evolving Woman. I'd love you to join. If you're not already in there, you just have to request to join, answer the questions, and I will add you. If you don't answer the questions, I won't add you. I'm a bit mean like that. Not really. Well, I won't add you, but I'm not mean. Hi, Jamie. Ah, Jamie's my friend. She has 6 children, boys. Imagine how much washing that is, and shopping. Whenever I'm stressed as a mother, I always think of Jamie and think she is Superwoman. I've got nothing to get stressed about. Also, this month's masterclass in Becoming Her is with Dr. Chelsea Page. She is a therapist, a relationship therapist. She is a coach, and she has a doctorate in human sexuality. I cannot wait. So she's talking about all things intimacy, being intentional with your intimacy to deepen our relationships with our significant other. So if you want to join, you just have to inbox me for the link. It's £22 a month. You can cancel anytime. It's a vibe. So you're welcome in there. You're welcome in my free group. And if not, I will see you next week. Love you lots. Bye.